I decided to take it apart.
Hmm.
And my mom comes back to like all the pieces on the floor and me having like the computer. I didn't take the monitor apart, but I took the case off, and my mother's like, oh my God. It's like, if you better have this thing back together before your father gets home, or you're going to be in trouble, mister. Like, I knew I was in trouble. Luckily, I remembered how I put it together, or took it apart, and I put it back together and it turned on. I was like, yes, good. That worked out. So mom was like, that was close. She ended up telling my dad still, but they saw that there's like, okay, there's something there that he likes doing. And so I played with his computer all the time. I played games. I figured out DOS. Like, I would just kind of taught myself computers. And that turned into an impetus to say, pop up. I went to pop up again because we always have this mentor relationship. I said, I'd like to learn to be better at computers, and I want to build my own Pentium system. At this time, Pentium started coming out. And he said, okay, why do you want to do this? I was asking him for money. I was asking him to help me, buy this, $2,000, $3,000 thing I wanted to build. He said, what are you going to do with it? Oh, this is 13, 14.
Oh, wow.
I think.
If I came home and I saw my kid doing that, I'd be very happy. I'd be like, this is great. Look at you.
Right.
Go on. Yeah.
Right. So Pop-Up's like, okay, what are you going to do with this? And like, question me, instead of like, again, here's the money. And this is the question. This is that point to parents and grandparents. When your child has a impetus, a desire, something that there's a goal there, see it as a goal and question them. And not in a parental way, but a curiosity. Okay, cool. Tell me, what would you do with that? And walk them down the path, right? It's called pre-framing from the NLP side. Pre-frame that, help them frame it into something they can do that's a positive outcome and result. And so it was like, oh, well, if I learn how to do this, then I can start a business building computers for people like Michael Dell, because I had read a Michael Dell book that Pop-Up gave me. And I understand about direct to consumer, not going through the middleman and all figuring out what this stuff meant. So he ended up giving me a check. My mom and I went to the computer show that was in Fresno, and we went, and I knew the different parts that I had to get. And I talked to everybody, and it took me a little while to piece it together. And then it took me about 2 or 3 days to build my actual computer from a book and build it myself. So this was that early time when I don't think I'm all that smart and high IQ. I just was curious. I wanted to have this goal, and I figured it out on my own. And I had to make some phone calls to customer support or tech support to get it pieced together. So I did it. I figured it out. I built my own computer system. I was so proud of it. And that became the start of Impact Technologies. I was too young, right? I was learning computers. I was 15, 16. You can't start a company until you're over 18 in California. So my mom and dad had to start it for me. And we're all on the computer on the company name. And so Impact Technologies was formed. I started getting Microsoft certified. I was very much into PCs at the time. I'm a huge Apple guy. I'm on Apple now, but back then it was all PC and Microsoft. So that became the first business that I was actually like, man, in high school, I was earning 75 to 80 bucks an hour. I was crushing it. It was fun. I was building computer systems that I had a nice markup in. I built all the computer labs for my high school in Fresno. I started the Tech Knights Society, which was a bunch of the nerds. I was a jock and the nerd. So I was like, merged both.
For people that don't know what AJ looks like, he looks like a cool looking, surfer kind of, like a rock climbing kind of guy, but this is like, he's got the what are those beads called? The cool, I've traveled the world like I've done yoga on the beach beads.
Little hippie-ish, little Costa Rican
but you got this other technology side. That's awesome.
Yeah. I like those two worlds, like merging those together. And I love nerds. I'm a nerd. Like, I think everybody's kind of a nerd at heart. Nerds rule the world right now. So yeah, that was my first business. That was like concrete. That was earning money. I was having a lot of fun doing it. And it just made me grow so fast. That's great. Now,
why did you leave that? And how'd you get into this? What segued into after that? Because I know you've done many other things after that.
So that was in that all went through high school. So I ended up being, I can say this. I knew PowerPoint and computers so well that my principal at the time would bring me in for side projects for him, build the PowerPoints and all this. And I was like, well, I want to run my business. Can I get off periods 5 and 6? And I kind of negotiated my way into like, all right, well, I'm doing this extracurricular stuff for the school. I got 5th and 6th period off so I could go run my business. So I would go to school, have in my car not a tuxedo, a suit. I was always dressed up nice for my appointments. And then I would go and coach baby boomers and help them with their computers that are broken, go do repair, go do training, or go build a computer system. And so I went through high school there, and I was going to I went to Fresno State. So that's where I wanted to go to college. There was a Sid Craig School of Business that I attended, the entrepreneurship program. Oh, I just remember that in between high school and there, I won the business plan writing and presentation contest